Well, every week in our Find a Friend segment, we emphasize pet adoptions. With a staggering number of pets living in shelters, adoption is the most immediate way to combat the problem. But what if you could prevent animals from being sent to a shelter in the first place? That's the goal behind Generation WAG, and Rascal Animal Hospital head vet Dr. Michelle Gonzalez joining me today with more on their mission and some adorable puppies. Dr. G, hi.
Hi.
All right, who do you have with you?
Oh my God, these guys are so adorable. So this little guy is Hansel. He's about 3-4 months old. And then this girl is Alaska, also known as Allie, and she's about 2 years old. And they're both available for adoption through Dash Animal Rescue.
And you had said they are both owner surrenders.
Correct.
Which means what?
It basically means that the owners couldn't take care of them or didn't want them, or for whatever reason, they surrendered them to a rescue.
Okay.
So, you know, these guys originally had a home, maybe a good home, maybe a loving home, but something happened and then they ended up in the rescue system.
So this thing that this whole venture you're kind of doing with Generation WAG, let's first talk about their mission, because it's a little different than normal rescue groups.
Absolutely. Generation WAG was created by this lady called Debbie Harton, and the whole idea of it is trying to keep the animals out of the shelter system to begin with. Because we talk about the horrible numbers of animals that are euthanized because of space, because of funding, because of finances or whatever. Well, people need to be better educated so that they can be better pet owners.
Okay.
And one of the quotes that she has on the page that I really like is, "You can't fix what you don't know." So we educate people, they learn what they don't know, and then they become better owners. These guys stay in their homes.
What would you say are some of the most kind of basic things people can do to start reducing the number of animals in shelters? What can they do?
One of the biggest problems is like behavior problems. So people need to become educated on how to properly train their animals. A well-behaved animal, you know, is more likely to stay in their home. Also, we see a lot of animals that are being surrendered because they're sick. So if they learn about how to keep their pets healthy with prevention, I mean, we're constantly talking about vaccines, we're constantly talking about flea and tick prevention. If they learn how to properly care for their animals, then they don't end up being abandoned because they get sick.
Right, in a shelter in the first place, which is this whole thing. And microchipping, that's a big thing too, because a lot of people probably think there's a big cost and they don't want to do it, but it can help.
Absolutely, they are big into the whole microchip. They post like success stories to encourage people to microchip their pets, because again, like so many animals that are loved by their owners and then they get lost and they never find them again, and that microchip could have made the difference.
They can't go home.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what they need. Okay, so you are also writing a blog on the Generation WAG site. I was reading the first one, or maybe it was the most recent one, about dogs and garlic.
Correct.
So what is the blog going to be about? What are you going to encompass in
So
this?
it's going to be about everything. I mean, really. It was great when she asked me to be part of the writing team, because I love education. So our goals just are very similar. So it's going to be about all sorts of different things that we see our clients, you know, we meet clients and they say, oh, well, I didn't know that. Well, there's a blog coming for that.
Right,
you know,
cool.
And we're even trying to make it so that people can ask questions and they can ask for things that they would like to see. We want to make it interactive because it is for pet owners. So it's not just going to be me sending them information that they may or may not want to hear. It's going to be to educate them, take better care of their pets, and try to keep them away from the shelter system.
And I want to say the garlic thing, I mean, who knew you're not supposed to give that to your dog?
Absolutely.
It's not bad for us, but people are treating their animals with this. So you're trying to address this. Another issue is just, like you said, not being educated on what's going on.
Exactly.
So on the community level, do you want people just to go there, read the blogs, find out more?
Absolutely, generationwags.com, and then there's a lot of other people that submit articles, so they can see all sorts of things. Tomorrow, my articles are going to be released on Thursday mornings.
Okay.
And tomorrow's is going to be about rescues and hoarders, kind of like when people in rescue get kind of overwhelmed and you don't know the difference between one and the other. So again, it's going to be all sorts of interesting things that educate people and may apply to some.
Okay, and we've got Allie, or Alaska, and Hansel here, both from Dash Rescue, and it's dashrescueohio.org is their website. They're also really big on Facebook, so if you want to adopt either of these adorable dogs, I mean, they are so sweet and so playful. This guy's ready.
She is ready to play.
She's ready. All right, they are, again, from Dash Animal Rescue. Dr. G, thanks as always.
Thanks a lot.